Hello again, my name is Dr. Catherine Hughes from Crime Psych. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the reasons why some people lie. As a criminal psychologist, I often come across studies which examine deception and why people lie and look at how we can tell when people are lying. And in that context, we're mainly interested in offenders who are trying to get away with their crime and ways in which we can tell the ways in which these offenders are lying during interview. But in everyday life, there are lots of reasons why people lie. We tend to get very upset at the thought of being lied to. We tend to see it as undermining trust. It seems like such an unfair thing to do to have people lie to us. We want to be told the truth in some situations, and we don't expect to be lied to. However, research has shown that on average, we're lied to around 200 times a day. And nobody likes a liar, do they? Well, I've got a confession to make. I'm a liar. But then again, so are you. We all lie every single day in a variety of contexts. On average, we're lied to about 200 times a day. But not all of us tell such big lies that there would be really serious consequences should our lie be found out. If you're a parent, you will have lied to your children several times throughout their life as they're growing up. Just this morning, I was sat at a train station and there was a little boy running around on the platform, and the mum shouted to him, "Don't go over there, the man will tell you off, the man will get you." There wasn't any man around, so she was lying to him, but the child was scared enough to return to her. Some lies are deeply ingrained within certain cultures. For example, we tell our children that Father Christmas isn't going to come and bring them any presents if they're not good that year. Or what about when we tell them that the tooth fairy has been and given them some money, left some money under their pillow for their tooth which has fallen out? Teenagers will often lie to their parents. I lied to my parents when I was a teenager, and I'm sure every single one of you watching has as well. If I had have told my parents the truth about where I was and what I was doing, I would still be grounded today. Even within intimate relationships, we lie to each other. Let's say, for example, a married couple were getting ready to go on a night out and the wife came to the husband and said, "How do I look?" If he turned round to her and said, "Oh, actually, you look awful, you look quite fat in that dress," she'd be very upset, or she'd be very mad at him. You could say that she wasn't really asking for the truth. She just wanted to know that her husband thought that she looked nice for the effort that she'd made in the clothes that she was wearing for the night. So sometimes we don't always want to hear the truth from people. Other times, there might be situations where a husband asks, "Are you okay, love?" And the wife turns around and goes, "Fine." The husband would know that the wife was telling a lie, but he might not want to pursue the matter, he might not want an argument, he might know what he's done wrong, and so he just accepts that lie and goes, "Oh, okay," and, gets on with his day. So there are some situations where we expect or even accept that we've been lied to and just move on and get on with our day. We consider lies such as these as white lies, and these are lies where the consequences wouldn't be that bad if our lie were to be found out. Even babies lie. Before babies can talk, they can lie. Studies have found that babies will fake cry at times until somebody comes and gives them attention. Even animals and plants will lie. Consider fake laws. Some animals will have body parts that look like the food that their prey would want to eat, and that draws their prey nearer so that they're more likely to catch them. There are lots of aspects that can be considered under the umbrella of deception. We're lied through a variety of sources these days, even through posters and advertisements. Advertisements are generally well regulated, and advertisers can't state an outright lie in their advert or their poster that you're seeing. However, there is nothing wrong with them employing a beautiful model and implying that if you use their product, you will be as beautiful as the model that they've pictured. Even some online news articles can lie. We've heard the term fake news used by President Trump quite often to suggest that the news article which has come about is completely untrue and fabricated. Other areas that we're lied to within society can be dating websites. Dating websites are filled with things called catfish, And a catfish is somebody who posts a picture of another person and then pretends to be that person. Sexual predators often use this techniques when they're trying to groom young victims. They'll post a picture of a younger person and engage in chat and gain the trust of another person while they believe that the person they're chatting to is of a certain gender or of a certain age when it's actually somebody completely different. People might also use their best picture on dating websites without necessarily realising that that picture was 15 years old. And the person in the picture might look slightly younger or have slightly less grey hair or be slightly thinner or, otherwise attractive, more attractive in some way. And let's consider another scenario where people can lie. Consider this hypothetical situation. A husband comes home from work and the wife says, "Hello, how was your day? How's everything been?" The husband hadn't been to work that day. He'd spent the day with his mistress. And he says, "Oh yeah, it was fine." A similar situation could be that the husband has been out to work today but has had a terrible day, and he comes home and the wife says, "Hi, how was your day?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, it was fine." The first lie would cause quite a lot of harm, quite a lot of upset, and may even result in the relationship ending, whereas the second lie would have very insignificant consequences at all should that lie be found out. And on a less serious level, we see lies on the social media platform all the time. People will often use filters on their cameras and post the pictures online, and these filters will make people look younger or thinner or a different hair colour or smooth out their skin complexion. And this is because we've been led to believe by social media that we need to look a certain way to be found attractive. And when it comes to social media posts like Facebook, I see posts of friends, acquaintances, family members and neighbours all the time which portray a really idyllic family life. They post pictures of their beautiful homes, smiling pictures with their significant others, with their partners, lovely smiling pictures of them with their children, and they portray a really beautiful idyllic family life. What they don't tell you is that the husband and wife are arguing all the time. Susan is bouncing off the wall sometimes, throwing pans around. The children are on the verge of being expelled from school. So we don't always get an accurate portrayal of people through social media. They see what we want us to see, which could be considered a form of deception, a form of lying. So why do we lie? Sometimes it's because we want them to. As British people, we tend to be fairly polite, and we tend to walk past people who we know barely, or even people who we don't know, and say, "Hello, how do you do?" Or we might say something more informal like, "Hi, you okay?" We don't actually want to know how that person is. We just want a response like, "Yeah, hi, I'm fine. Yeah, are you okay too? Yeah, great." We move on with our day. However, if that other person stopped and said, "Well, actually, no, I'm not okay. Like, I'm feeling really fat today. I'm feeling really bloated. I had a big meal last night and I'm having trouble digesting it." We don't want to know. We just wanted to be polite. Servers, people who serve us in restaurants or shops and things, can often be very polite to us. They might ask, "Hi, how are you today?" or "What plans do you have for the rest of the day?" Can you imagine if a server said to you, "Hi, how are you today?" and you said, "Well, actually not great. My marriage is on the rock. My children are little horror bags and I'm about to lose my job." Strangers don't want to know that level of information from you, but we will still ask to be polite. So we expect to and want to be lied to in some situations. If you were to consciously go through your day without telling a single lie, I can guarantee your day would be very uncomfortable. For every person that asks you, "Hi, were you okay?" be truthful. Tell them the truth. Don't just say, "Hi, yeah, I'm okay, you okay?" It would be a really interesting social experiment, actually. So maybe you should give it a go and let me know how it goes in the comments below. Everybody who asks you, "Hi, how are you? Are you doing okay? What are you doing for the rest of the day?" Give them the truth. See what happens. However, the lies that we're really talking about is the lies where we want to and expect to be told the truth. We often feel that trust has been betrayed and that we've been very undermined, and we feel very hurt when we're lied to in situations where we expected to be told the truth. There are some situations where we might lie to protect ourselves. We sometimes lie to protect other people. Sometimes people will lie to get one up on somebody else, to make themselves seem better than somebody else. Or people might lie to get other people to like them more in some way. So there are a variety of reasons why people lie. The times where we want to and expect to be told the truth often have bigger consequences if the lie were to be found out. So these are considered high-stake lies, whereas if the consequences weren't that bad, they would be considered low-stake lies. So as a criminal psychologist, when we investigate deception and why people lie and how we can identify deception, we often design studies where the lies are more high stakes, so there would be more serious consequences should the lie be found out. As I've said, within criminal psychology, we're often studying offenders, and we're looking at police interviews and how the police can interview a suspect to draw the truth from them. It's not very often that a police officer will interview a suspect and the suspect will admit to their part in the crime straight away. That information often has to be carefully drawn out from that person. And it's these higher stake lies that can help put in different practices by police to help to draw out that information and to help to tell why people are lying and when people are lying. So in conclusion then, we lie for a huge variety of reasons. Sometimes we lie to protect ourselves. Sometimes we lie to protect other people or to protect a loved one, especially when the uncovering of that lie would result in serious harm or serious hurt to that other person. We might lie to get away with something, so to gain something material. So if we've stolen something, we don't want to give it back, and so we'll lie about it. There are often times when, as I've said, we lie because we want people to like us more. Some lies will help society to function well. As I've already said, we expect to and want to be told lies in some situation, and in other situations we don't want people to lie. The situations where we don't want to be lied to can completely undermine trust. We can be lied to through a variety of sources. We can be lied to through face-to-face interactions, through telephone interactions. Very often you will get companies ringing you up saying that they're from, or people ringing you up saying that they're from your bank or from your building society or from your electricity supplier or from your TV supplier, and try to get information, financial information from you and commit fraud. We can also be lied to via advertisements or via electronic sources or by posters and things like that. I do hope that you found this video interesting and informative, and it will help you to draw out the times and differences between the lies that we want to hear and the lies that we don't want to hear. People will lie for a variety of reasons, and some of those reasons don't have any ill intention behind them. Sometimes we just want to protect people or to not allow people to feel hurt or get harmed through telling of a lie. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Bye for now.